We all know this. We all know how important conversations are to everyone in sales. Whether you're the president of a company, the CEO of a company, a key executive leader, a sales manager, or even a sales person, we all know this. Conversations are mission critical to the relational health with your clients and your long-term sales sustainability. So this week, this is what I'd like for us to think about. And the title of our time together this week is simple. It's Generative Conversations will unlock the relational door to sustainable sales revenue. Now, here's the question. Here's the question I want all of us to think about. There's actually a couple questions I want us to think about this week. Are you holding real conversations that are leading to real connections with your clients, and for that matter, your future clients? Here's the second question. Are you breathing life? Are you breathing life into your client relationships? And again, for that matter, your future client relationships. And to quote Chalmers brothers, he goes on to say this: our results are absolutely connected to our conversations. And this is why I believe this. Your sales results, the sales results you all have year to date as you are watching this message, are directly tied to the types of conversations you're having right now. Stop and think about that one. Your sales results, your team's sales results, collectively year to date, are directly tied to the types of conversations you all are having right now. And here's what I want us to collectively start thinking about. And we all know where trust and credibility sits right now in the sales world. I ask everybody, let's think about the depth of your conversations. See, we live in a world full of conversations. Therefore, how you communicate and engage with your clients is going to shape the outcomes, the relationships, and yes, your sales results, because meaningful, genuine, authentic conversations require 3 P's. And the P's are this: practice, persistence, and patience. Now, why are real conversations? And here's what I want us to think about. Why are real conversations so rare in the sales world today? Well, I believe this is because many of us are me-focused rather than we-focused. Because a real conversation, key in on this please, a real conversation is between people who are present in the moment, clearly, and I mean clearly focused, and they carry themselves with intentionality. Again, real conversations, real meaningful, genuine, authentic conversations are going to build real relationships. These real relationships, in turn, are going to drive each and every one of you real revenue. So again, are you having sales conversations, or are you having connected conversations? And if you remember, the title of our time together this week is around having generative conversations that will unlock and open the door to sales sustainability. Let's just think for a moment, and I'm going to share some thoughts around what generative conversations are. And these conversations are simple. They generate new value and meaning that ultimately lead to action. But here's what it involves. A generative conversation involves the following: direct, honest exchange of sharing. You're sharing ideas that lead to the emergence of new knowledge or understanding that just couldn't have been created individually. Now, think about this. Are your clients emerging when they have conversations with you? Are they emerging with new knowledge, new ideas, and quite simply new insights into how they can do better business. And there's 5 crucial elements I want y'all to think about. And by the way, thank you for hanging out with me this week. Generative conversations are going to tremendously impact your sales revenue. And the 5 crucial elements I want us to think about. And then I want you to ask yourself, do these 5 elements exist in my client conversations today? Number 1, empathy. Number 2, non-avoidance. In other words, you hit things head on. Number 3 is there's space to process. In other words, you're giving your clients time to digest and comprehend what you're sharing. The 4th thing is you have direct and fair communication. And the last and the most critical is trust. Are you building trust with each and every conversation? So as I leave you all this week, here's what I believe generative conversations require. They require these 4 things. You gotta leave distractions behind. You gotta leave your phone on mute. You can't carry your phone into meetings, whether those are face-to-face and or virtual meetings. The second thing is you got to be intentionally listening. You got to clarify and you got to summarize your conversations. The third thing is you got to bring curiosity to the forefront. And the last thing is you got to allow the conversation to naturally flow to the outcome. And that is going to be a difficult thing, but I promise you this. Walk into each and every conversation, like my dear friend Scott Schilling says, walk into every conversation with high intention and low attachment. Because learning to have a real, clear, and generative conversation is an ongoing quest. It requires practice, patience, persistence. It's well worth the effort. Each and every one of you, I sincerely appreciate you hanging out with me. Together we are building this movement. This is a movement around authenticity and heart that's sorely lacking in the sales world today. But together we're all making a difference. We're rising up. We give a rip. We're saying no more empty suits as we bring sincerity, heart, and business substance to the forefront. Because I do know this. Your clients and your future clients, they'd rather connect and do business with a sales professional who sells from the heart, as opposed to a sales rep who is an empty suit. Y'all have an amazing, amazing week.